Need help teaching your kids about generosity? I'm Emily from Table Life Blog, and today I want to introduce you to my sponsor, Generous Family. And specifically, I want to tell you how their Generous Students Homeschool Curriculum Kit can inspire kindness and teach generosity that is rooted in faith. Now, before we get to all of that, I want to tell you what comes in the curriculum kit. Okay, so the Generous Students Homeschool Curriculum Kit comes with 3 student journals, which is really nice because if you have more than one kiddo that you're working with, you don't have to buy extra books. You've got 3 in that homeschool kit. It also comes with Generosity Heroes, which is a book that is referenced each week in the lessons. And you have the Generous Students Instructor Guide with lessons and everything you need for all of the 26 lessons that are included in the curriculum. And finally, you have fun stickers like this that come up throughout the lessons as well. Okay, so now that you know what's included in the kit itself, I want to tell you a little bit about the curriculum. One thing to know is that it is rooted in biblical principles. Now, hear me out on this. What's really cool about that is those biblical principles are integrated seamlessly into each week. However, it's not so heavy that it's going to be overwhelming for a younger kiddo. In fact, this is really done in a way that's really family friendly. So even if you've got, young elementary students, even preschoolers, they can jump in on this maybe with a little extra help from you or an older sibling. But this can even be used to teach generosity to older students, even teenagers. And I think that's a beautiful thing. All that to say though, the biblical principles that are integrated into the curriculum are principles that any age can grasp. And that's really, really cool because it kind of makes this a customized thing. It's going to reach out and grab you. It's going to meet you where you are. And the principles included here when it comes to teaching generosity, same thing. Okay, so another quick thing to know about Generous Students is that this addresses lots of different kinds of generosity. This is not just talking about finances, which makes a lot of sense because you're talking about kids and teenagers who may not have actual money to give in a lot of cases. But like you see here in the journal, this talks about being generous with your thoughts, your words, your time, your attention, your influence, your belongings, and then finally, money is addressed as well. But the point here is that this is a really wide, expansive view of generosity. And I think that's a brilliant thing. Also, you're going to want to know that Generous Students is pretty much open and go. The lessons each week are laid out the same each time. You open up and you have a day 1 lesson here, and that always starts with a gratitude exercise for your students, which is wonderful. I love that part so much every week. I look forward to that. So you have your day 1 focus, which, like I said, starts with gratitude, and then you kind of have something introducing the theme for the week. Next, you have your day 2 things. You have a scripture that is referenced, and then you kind of do a devotional style lesson built on that. And then the student journal has something to kind of reiterate what was taught there and to kind of give your kids a chance to think through it and apply it personally. Then on day 3, we always break out our Generosity Heroes book, and we're introduced to somebody who modeled generosity in a very special way. And then the student journal also addresses that and kind of gives the kids a moment to reflect on that as well. Okay, and then on days 4 and 5 each week, you have an opportunity to customize this topic and kind of dig deeper if you want to. So you have a section called Extra Stops, and that includes several different activity ideas that you could do. And it also includes an area called Library Stop. And I really love this. It's so helpful because it includes a lot of good reading suggestions. Again, things you could get from your library very easily. And you could just kind of, extend the learning there. Now, it is worth noting that sometimes those day 4 and day 5 activities may need supplies, but in my experience so far, those are usually things we always have in our homeschool closet. So we've not had to purchase anything extra in order to take advantage of those ideas and add a little bit of creativity to what we're doing when it comes to generous students for the week. So I did want to mention that it's not necessarily 100% open and go. But where it's not open and go, it's still easy to make it happen. So you're good either way. No extra effort is really required. Okay, so that is it for me today, but I do just want to encourage you to check out Generous Family and their Generous Students Homeschool Curriculum Kit. I think you're going to love this. It's such an easy way to add some kindness, some character development, some generosity to your day, and specifically in a way that's not going to overwhelm you or your kids, but you're just going to lay that foundation a little bit at a time, which really does go a long way in developing generosity. So check it out. You can learn more through the link in my description. And until next time, happy homeschooling.